that year started with me having a stalker. Hello winners, thank you for hanging out with me yet another episode. Today I'm going to talk about how last year, that year started with me having a stalker. That was an interesting chapter of my life. That wasn't the first, probably won't be the last, but one of the most interesting, yeah. Some people say that if you're a public person or in any way famous or public about your opinions and everything, that you are asking for these kind of people and harassments. If you are one of those that believe that any public or famous person deserves or asks for this, you are probably the same kind of person that says that if you're wearing tiny clothes as a girl, you are asking to be raped. Yeah, just putting it out there. You're probably the same person. Moving on, yeah, that stalker was attacking my business, was attacking my person. He said that he would burn down my house and attack my family. And the reason I haven't been talking about this episode of my life is because obviously that person wanted attention, and the less attention I gave him, the more he wanted it. I will not play any games with people like that. I have completely forgotten about this person. I have all the print screens left. I have everything. I have police reports and all of the stuff. The reason I'm thinking about this now, because it's starting to repeat. And after 2 years of being very, very open and public with my opinions about the COVID passports and that something is really not right, I have questions that are not being answered. Of course, I am asking those questions as everybody should. And so the comments are starting to get more and more interesting. I am a very strong-minded person, so this doesn't affect me at all, but it used to, and the reason why it's not affecting me anymore, it's because I have this little routine I do whenever I go into something that I know I will get backlash from and that I will get very negative criticism for. This is my little routine, and I want to share this with everyone that is open about their opinions on something that is an unpopular opinion, and so this will help you stay strong in times like these. And today, honestly, today is a day where I'm very, very tired. I'm emotionally and spiritually exhausted, and so I've been sleeping a lot today, and the stress is through the roof, not only because of this, but because of all the work I am putting into this, because of the overload of information, messages, articles, groups, everything, all the conversations, and of course all the comments I'm getting and the energy towards me. This had me inspired to share my little routine with you. Here it goes. Without any further ado, I named this How I Survived the Pandemic. I named it How I Survived the Pandemic Darkness and Stay Strong to Fight. Does that make sense? Okay. So, you know that for 2 years, ever since this started, I realized that this is what they say, this is what is actually happening, and so something is really not right. This doesn't add up. I was getting myself almost burned out the more I got into all of this and started all these conversations and everything. And of course, like everyone that goes into something like this gets into Facebook argument fights. And I was in fights on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and now on Twitter. I didn't even have Twitter before all of this. I recently just blew up an account and then I had to start another one, and Okay, so this is my 5 tips on how to survive fighting for the good cause in anything, but mainly the pandemic right now. So what I'm doing is, 1, I am no longer fighting with people that are hiding behind anonymous accounts. This is something that I absolutely don't do. do anymore. I used to, but if someone is a coward hiding behind an anonymous account, and I am here exposing my business and my life and my personal relationships and everything, well, then we are not having the conversation fairly. This is not a balanced conversation. And someone wrote to me that, why do you have to know about all my life to be able to discuss this? Yeah, I really have to, because that gives you an opportunity to harass me and tell me things that could potentially hurt my account, my followers, my personal relationships and everything, and I don't know who you are. So that tells me you are a coward, and why would I spend my highly valuable life on discussing anything with you? That just doesn't make sense. Since I stopped doing that, I had a lot more energy. Okay, two. This is also something that I started doing recently, and once I get into an argument with someone about something and they are talking to me about facts and fact checks and everything, and I say, I have read everything that you sent to me. Have you read everything that I sent to you? Have you taken part of the information that I am talking about? 99.99% of times they haven't. They just haven't. There's always some stupid reason of, well, I don't read misinformation or pseudoscience or anything of that sort, and that's just stupid. You don't know anything about it unless you have read it. I say, how can we ever have an argument or a discussion on anything if we don't have the same information? Now, I am taking part of both sides of information at all times, and so I am listening to all of these things in the mainstream media and all the government information and everything. But if you are not taking part of the other information that is being censored, we can never have a discussion, because you will never know what I'm talking about. So that's why I just stopped talking to these people, and I'm asking right away, did you take part of this information that I sent you? If not, we have nothing to talk about, because we just can't. We don't have the same information. That takes me to number 3. If they are absolutely blocked out of taking in any kind of other information than the one they have, again, we cannot talk. We don't have any common ground to start with, and if you're blocked to any other information, then what is the point of us talking anyway? If you show me statistics, I show you statistics, and you say that mine doesn't matter and that my statistics are not true, and you don't want to take part of the information behind it, then you have blocked yourself and you don't want to know anything else. So why are we even having the discussion? There's no point. You cannot block yourself to new information in an argument. That's not how this works. 4, probably the most important one and the most obvious one, is that whenever some kind of name calling or harassment starts, I just walk out of the conversation. No explanation. I will probably say, yeah, I don't do these kind of discussions. You name calling me just shows me that you don't have any arguments and that you are weak-minded. I'm sorry, I can't have this conversation with you. So just put an end to that. And if everyone does this, you know, these accounts won't go anywhere, because everyone will stop them at the door. Okay, I know I said that the last one was probably the most important, but this last one is the one that's most important to me, at least. And I am actually sad that I haven't done this much earlier, because I have lost so much time not doing this. But okay, so number 5 is I block out times where I do all the messages and comments, stories and content. And so I have a special block of time during the day where I go, okay, here's where I take care of all the comments and discussions and arguments and talking to people and getting myself updated on the conversations that I'm having in groups and everywhere, basically. This is my time for just discussing the matter with people. This is because I have found that when I'm working or having when I'm in my creative space, I don't want to bring that energy into into my creative space. And so if I'm just doing something and I'm designing a new garment, and then I suddenly pick up my phone and I read these comments, and of course, being as public as I am and doing things openly like I do, there are always comments that will just send me this toxic energy, and that will take from my creative space, that will take from my creative energy, and I will be less creative. I will get, whenever you give your energy to those people, they will take it from you. They will just take your energy. Don't let them. Like I said, I am very sad that I haven't done this a lot earlier, but blocking out time for having the conversations, reading the comments, everything, that has been such a lifesaver. That leaves my work pure work. That leaves my creating pure creating. That leaves my family time pure family time. And I cannot recommend this more. I will say that this is the most important one. So whatever you heard me say before, those are not the most important ones. This is the most important one. Instead of giving a bit of your whole day to comment, you are just giving away this specific time block of your day for that, and the rest of your day is just pure for whatever you need to focus on. Those were my 5 tips to stay strong-minded, to stay strong, and to keep fighting in these dark times. These dark times are not so dark anymore, just like I said in that video. Where does it appear? Somewhere here. And like I said, it's starting to clear up. We're just starting the new year. A month of the new year has passed, and several countries has started to withdraw the restrictions and the pandemic laws. We are seeing great times, and that convoy did not see that happen. Loving it. That convoy that was just for Canada, and then they started in America, and then now there's a European convoy. I am absolutely loving this. I know there are people that are very skeptical to this and saying that is some kind of conspiracy. Is everything really a conspiracy nowadays? Really? Are we not just done with the whole conspiracy? I will say this. This is the last thing I will add, and then I'm done. Whenever you are screaming conspiracy theories, you are discrediting yourself. I'm sorry, but you're really sounding stupid. Don't use that word. You are discrediting yourself. Maybe you have some really good points and facts, and you are really good at arguing, but whenever you use that word, you are taking away all your credibility. All your credibility gone down the drain. Don't use that word. Whichever side you are from, don't call anyone that, okay? Because it's ridiculous. Okay, it's just ridiculous. That was it. Please start using these tips because we need to stay strong and keep on in the fight. Have you seen how many people are awakened now? This plan is doomed. It's dead. It's dead. We have already won. Like I said, see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Stay classy, people. Stay real classy.